they're best friends. One's always swamped with work. The other spends every day catering to her husband. So they made a pact. This weekend, they'd escape to the countryside and finally unwind. Louise called Thelma to remind her. No backing out. No matter what. They'd been planning this trip forever. On the other end, Thelma was a nervous wreck. She'd gotten married at just 18, became a housewife, and ever since, taking care of her husband had become her entire life. Her husband was a car sales manager. Since he brought home the bacon, he felt entitled to be waited on hand and foot, ordering her around like she was the help.
Damn it, Thelma! Don't holler like that. Haven't I told you I can't stand it when you holler in the morning?
I'm sorry, doll. I just didn't want you to be late. Hon?
What?
Thelma tried several times to come clean about the trip, but her husband's temper made her swallow the words every time they reached her lips. So she gathered her courage, and the moment he left for work, she packed her bags. She'd tell him after the fact, but since she rarely ever went out, she figured she'd play it safe, and on some strange impulse, grabbed a handgun. It was a perfect Friday. They dressed up nice and loaded up the car. Thelma even swiped her husband's fishing gear, though she'd never fished a day in her life. Before hitting the road, Louise pulled out a camera. This spontaneous getaway felt absolutely amazing. They headed west, toward a co-worker's cabin in the woods. Louise wanted to know how Thelma's husband agreed to this. Thelma said she never even asked, just left him a note, and some food by the microwave. In the convertible, the wind whipped through their hair. Louise lit a cigarette, not a care in the world. Thelma, who'd spent years chained to the stove and housework, lit one up too, checking out her cool reflection in the rearview mirror. Before heading to the cabin, they stopped at a bar. Thelma, thrilled, ordered a cocktail. She'd never felt this happy. Neither had Louise. That's when a guy named Harlan came over to chat them up. Louise saw right through him. But sweet, naive Thelma fell for his charm. A rock band took the stage and got the place jumping. Harlan bought them around, then asked Thelma to dance. Louise got asked too. Of course. The two friends were having the time of their lives, dancing cheek to cheek with strangers. The vibe was flirty, the music upbeat. They danced up a sweat, swaying to the rhythm. But after the dancing, Louise told Thelma she needed to hit the restroom, then they'd get back on the road. That's when Harlan made his move. He led Thelma outside for some fresh air. But Harlan had other plans. He'd had his eye on her all night. No matter how much Thelma protested or struggled, until she started fighting back. Just when things looked dire, a gun was pointed at Harlan's head. Thelma was saved. Louise told Harlan, when a woman's crying like that, she's not having a good time. Harlan, humiliated, flew into a rage. He spat out something vile. Louise snapped. She aimed at his chest and pulled the trigger. A simple weekend getaway had just taken a deadly turn. Thelma floored it, swerving out of the parking lot, leaving the bar behind.